This is Boomer Life on CL650.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world.
Just love that woman's voice. Sweet dreams are made of this, Annie Lennox. You're listening to Boomer Life on CL650. I'm Sterling Fox, and today we're talking about your health and the importance of a good and healthy night's sleep. In studio with the sleep solution experts, Dave Temlett and Terry Harder from Innovative Sleep Solutions down there in South Surrey at 3033 King George Boulevard. And really, we're just talking during the break about the scope of business coming out of that little South Surrey store across from the South Surrey Auto Mall on King George. You've customers as far away as Alberta, Pennsylvania, for goodness sake, in the States. Lots of business over on Vancouver Island and the Sunshine Coast. Of course, CL650, and our signal carries so powerfully into the east coast of Vancouver Island, everything from Swartz Bay right up to Campbell River and across to the Sunshine Coast. And a lot of people call and come in from Vancouver Island, and I know, Dave, you've been over there on delivery, too.
I did. I actually, off this show last December, I had an elderly gentleman that ordered a Cabeza, and he wasn't able to. Normally, what we do is we'd send it over by a courier company.
Sure.
But they do what they call a curbside delivery, where they just basically get it as close to the house and they leave it there, and then you have to arrange to get carry it into the house yourself.
Right.
But he was a disabled gentleman, and he phoned in and ordered it, and so I basically charged him what the courier company would charge, and I drove it up there and delivered it myself with a fellow that helped me, and the gentleman was very surprised that we would do that, but hey, we do what it takes.
Right. Well, and that's the difference when you have the owner-operator scenario, Terry, because you're in the driver's seat all the time, and if somebody needs a little bit of special attention, no problem.
Yeah, and it's a nice outing for Dave on a Sunday. He's taken his wife, and they've had a nice outing, and they've delivered out to Squamish. Him and his wife delivered one of the Cabezas all the way out to Squamish. Customer, again, very thankful. We set it all up for him, and we'll go anywhere to, like Dave says, we'll do what it takes to
doing one
satisfy a
tomorrow
customer.
over to the Sunshine Coast, over to Gibson's. I'm delivering one tomorrow.
Fantastic. Well, Dave and Terry delivered the Cabeza we ordered in our house in New Westminster, the smallest house in New Westminster, and the boys showed up and delivered the unit and installed it and all the rest of it. And again, that's a touch that isn't always available from some of your big box competitors, Dave. They don't have time or the inclination to go there.
No, I've never heard of Christine McGee going out and doing a delivery.
Talk to us about the Cabeza, because you've mentioned it a couple of times. This is one of the most popular, and I know it's all about all sorts of different sleep products, and we'll talk about those magnetic beds in a minute too. But the Cabeza is just a monster for you in terms of sales. It is a hugely popular item, Dave.
Yeah, it sure is, and in large part that's due to the fact that we have the best unit. And for the listening audience that doesn't know what a Cabeza is, if you've missed our previous shows or you've missed some of our ads in the province, it's a cabinet that converts very quickly and easily into a spare bed. And the model that we have is made exclusively for us. Nobody else in the Lower Mainland is carrying this particular product.
And it's made here in the Vancouver area.
It's
too.
made in Surrey.
Yeah.
And it's of all real wood. There's no particle board or MDF or melamines, that sort of thing.
Right.
It's got a double-sided mattress. One side has got a firmer feel. The other side has a softer feel. Our unit has an exclusive center support, so you've got more support for the heaviest part of the body.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go out and shop the market like so many of our customers have done, you'll be the judge. And I'm sure you'll come in, and if you're in the market for one, I'm pretty confident you will come in and buy from us once you've compared to the other units, as you did, Sterling.
Well, exactly. When Carol and I went to take care of our guest room needs, like a lot of Vancouverites, we've downsized into quite the tiny place. And we don't have a guest room. We don't have the luxury of a room in the house that we can just dedicate to. Somebody's going to sleep there for maybe 8 or 10 nights a year, and that's all we use it for. Our second room is a much more functional area, so we needed a bed that can go go away when we don't when I need to use the room for my studio, or we needed to use it as a den. And the combination of the Cabeza, which is a very handsome piece of furniture when not in use, and in less than 60 seconds when required, becomes, in our case, a queen-size bed, is just phenomenal. It's just the smartest thing to do with a den. And with more and more of us boomers, Dave, downsizing out of the big house in the burbs, suddenly these Cabezas, these cabinet beds, especially as a guest accommodation reality, make a lot of sense.
Well, and the Cabeza is a trademark name. It is owned by us, Innovative Sleep Solutions. So if anybody else in the marketplace is using the name Cabeza, it's being done without permission.
Right.
And that should tell you something about the credibility of that retailer right off the bat. Also, you'll see some retailers in the marketplace will advertise cabinet beds as low as $1,388. So there's gimmicks. When you're seeing an ad like that, it's going to be sold without a mattress, and it's also going to be an imported unit that comes out of China. So that unit is going to end up being not all real wood. It's going to have particle board and MDF in it. There's also another one that's made out in the Fraser Valley, out in Abbotsford, that is locally made. It's not a bad looking unit, but it doesn't have the design that ours has. It doesn't have the quality that ours has. And they're using veneer around the front edges, as where ours is solid wood. Ours are available in 3 different wood species. You have your choice of either pine, which is a softwood, or you can choose 2 other hardwoods, which are either maple or oak.
And we chose oak in our case.
You did.
Splendid piece of furniture.
And the color you selected is just, it blended in really well with what you already had in there as well, your desk. And that's something that we can do, is do custom tinting in a lot of cases, where if you bring a drawer in, we can have that match to another cabinet in your home.
And the other part about this, Terry, that I particularly was blown away by was when we selected the queen-size Cabeza unit that we wanted. My wife had decided that, it's just a little too plain. It needs just a little something on it, and asked if maybe a border could be attached to the front to enhance the look a little bit. You walked over to your desk, picked up the phone, called your guy at the Cabeza factory and said, "So, what about this?" And within 10, 15 seconds you were back. "Yeah, no problem, no charge, no problem at all." And so that was the ability to take one of these very handsome, incredibly practical units and customize it to your particular requirements. That's not something to be frowned at. That's a bonus almost.
You're right. And on that point, Sterling, last weekend we had a customer come in, and our competitor advertises, and as Dave said, advertises $13.88. The customer came in on this Sunday, the last day of May, and actually bought our Cabeza and didn't even go to our competitor. Saw through the $13.88. It actually, she didn't bring her ad in to use as a price thing, but she wanted to show me it, and she didn't even end up going to that store. She saw through that ad. She didn't want to deal with somebody that markets that way, and actually bought a Cabeza from us, and is very happy with it, and very happy that they purchased from us.
And now the Cabeza, the cabinet bed design, Dave, is being enhanced, and there are a couple of new twists to the plot. There's a desk now in addition to the cabinet, isn't there?
There is. We call it a Cabeza desk, and there's a picture of it shown on our website as a horizontal desk, but we can also have it done vertically where it's taller. It'll come out further into the room than the Cabeza does. It's kind of more like a Murphy bed, if you will.
Okay, sure.
So the horizontal one shown on our website is wider. It takes up more wall space, but it doesn't come as deep into the room as the normal double bed would be without a headboard, just coming from the wall. It comes 59 inches into the room as opposed to say 75 inches on a double bed. Now the great thing about this is, of course, it's all done available in the 3 types of woods that we just mentioned:
right.
Pine, maple, or oak, and locally made as well. And you can leave a full-size computer set up on there. You've got almost 20 inches of space from the surface of the desk to underneath the support of the mattress. So you've got almost 20 inches of space to actually leave a computer set up, and it will be completely undisturbed when it's converted to from the desk to the bed, because the desk actually drops down to the floor and becomes part of the support of the mattress above it.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
and it's available on the website, so we can go have a look at it at InnovativeSleep.ca.
Right. Now, the horizontal one is shown, but the vertical one is not, because it's a new addition to the line.
Okay, and I also need to add one other quick little note here, because Dave has said that you were referring to another customer who had just come in and who had seen through an ad of a competitor's similar product. And one thing, and don't be surprised when you stop into Innovative Sleep Solutions and you make your choice and have both Dave and Terry say something like, well, we're pleased that you've made this choice, but we want you to be sure. So why don't you take a minute or a day or whatever and go have a look at the competition. Really, just for your own peace of mind, get out there and have a look. Now, I got a little dramatic, but when Carol and I went and bought our Cabeza, I said you tossed us out of the store. You didn't. but you did encourage us, both of you, with big smiles on your face, just like that one, to get out of my store and go take a look at my competition. Go see what else is out there, just for your own peace of mind. Do a little smart, practical comparison shopping. So off we went, and we came back more than satisfied that we had made the right original decision in the first place.
Well, and again, that comes from the confidence that we have in our product, because it really is the best unit in the marketplace. It's also got the smallest dimensions. Our unit is an inch shorter than our competitors' units. It's also 3 inches narrower. It's just there's so many different features on ours that well, you saw it as well. So,
we have one in our house.
Exactly. So and we're told that on a regular basis, almost daily, from customers that have been out in the market looking at these elsewhere.
Sure.
And then they come in and they see ours and they're blown away.
Yeah, exactly. Cabeza, by the way, you can have a look on the website while we take a very quick little break here. InnovativeSleep.ca is the website. And, of course, we're talking with Dave Temlett and Terry Harder from Innovative Sleep Solutions. And the address is 3033 King George Boulevard in South Surrey, White Rock, right across the street from the South Surrey Auto Mall. We're back with lots more on Boomer Life right after this.
Canada's only weekly radio show dedicated to the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CIL 650.